Today we're gonna show you how to do hack squats, reverse banded. So first thing you wanna do, grab your band. This is typically a smaller band than I usually use, but it's the one that's at the gym right now, so we're just gonna demonstrate with this. We got the Cybex hack squat here. This hack squat, I believe, is the hardest one. It's the most upright one, I think. I don't think there's any more that are not that's common. Maybe some rare piece of equipment in some crazy gym. But basically what you wanna do is you wanna come around here. You can wrap this a few different ways, but this is how I do it. Put it right around this pillar, come right through this loop, and around the other one. Now again, there's different hack squats made different ways, so you might need to set this up a little bit differently, but on the Cybex, this is how I like to do it. Now, honestly, I'm only gonna use 2 plates here just for demonstration, because I'm not actually gonna train legs right now, but realistically, I wouldn't even bother reverse banding this unless you're like at the point where you're using more than 3 plates for actual working sets. It's just not necessary. And the point of the band is that it takes a lot of pressure off your knees at the bottom, because if you're doing this movement effectively, like I'm gonna show you, you wanna have your feet low, you wanna be getting maximum knee flexion. This movement's great because it requires less stability, so you're able to really just focus in on those quads and get them into that position where you can just load the absolute fuck out of them and drive the weight up with them, as long as you do it correctly. So you want your feet low on the platform, coming straight down. You wanna keep your hips against the machine. You don't want them to shoot forward, which you'll see some people do. Not good. We don't want that. That's a recipe for injury. But when you come that low and you have your feet that low and you have that maximum knee flexion, when you have a lot of weight on this, since it's significantly harder at the bottom, it can fuck with your knees pretty badly, and it can cause a lot of pain. So having this band takes a lot of pressure off the knees, and it just helps a lot. It feels much better. Ultimately, I think once you're at a point where you're actually strong on this, it makes the movement significantly better. It's not even comparable, but I'll show you how we do it right now. Low on the platform, as low as you can, while being able to get that depth. If you can't get them that low, it's an ankle mobility issue. And again, that comes to another thing that we can utilize, specifically on this, because we can't put a squat wedge here for heel elevation, but you could use squat shoes. So like Nike Ramellos that have that heel elevation in it are gonna be great for people who cannot get low and get maximum knee flexion out of this. It's gonna be great for all your quad movements. I would definitely recommend that. They're very universal, but if you have good ankle mobility, just make sure you're using a flat shoe like Converse, Vans, Blazer, something like that. Not anything with like a styrofoam with a what is it called? Gel, like gel heels. Yeah, anything that compresses, anything that's foam, because it's going to reduce force output. It's going to make the movement just less effective ultimately, rather than being completely grounded with the flat sole. You could even do it without shoes. So we come here, and what a lot of people will do on a hack squat is they'll come all the way up here, right? Because it's way easier. And what that's going to look like is just, which feels fine. It feels fine. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. It's a great exercise for legs, right? So I come here. But if we really want to get the most out of the quads, which is what I think the best utilization for this machine is to come as low as you can and just load the quads. Make sure you're pushing them outwards. They shouldn't be caving in and driving up. So I'm gonna come a little bit higher just so I can keep my heel there. You don't want your heel to start rising up on a squat. You wanna make sure the weight is distributed towards the outside of your feet. A lot of people will cave their knees because they distribute the weight on their inner feet or more towards the center. Imagine the weight is distributed towards the outside of your feet and you're pushing your knees outwards, coming straight down into a hole between your legs. You notice I'll pause at the bottom of every rep just to load the quad and drive up through them. What you don't want to do is come here and start throwing. You'll see people throw their hips forward and start trying to use their glutes to just power through it. Not good. We don't want that. So again, execute with intent here. Just feel it all in your quads. Just load them. Yep. And that's how you do a hack squat. Hopefully that helped. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. Make sure you like this video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Thanks for watching.